Hello and welcome to the Turn 1 Magic Cube podcast. My name's Sam.
Kirk.
And Sky.
And we're here today to take you through a mock draft. We're going to simulate a 4-person mock draft. We're going to do the first 4 picks, talk about what cards we want, what cards, considering the ones that we took, we want to wheel, and if the one we did take wasn't actually in there, which ones we'd want instead. So let's get right down to it. First pack, we have Bidimus Blast, Kirk, Plateau, Fireball, Hellrider, Volcanic Island, Disciple of Bolas, Ember Hauler, Solar Ring, Mind Stone, Lightning, Fairy Conclave, Waterfront Bouncer, Merfolk Looter, and a Johnny Vengeance. I'm just going to say straight up, it has to be Solar Ring. I don't see how there's any other option in here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright.
Solar Ring's the bomb.
Solar Ring is an absolute bomb. It's pretty much one of the ideal cards you want to open up first. That or Library of Alexandria. And yeah, it's just an absolute bomb. It'll make your 4 drops drop on turn 2, your 5 drops drop on turn 3. It's just a really, really sick card to grab.
It's an ideal card that you want to open all the time.
Yeah, it does not matter which pack, when you're getting it. Who cares? You have a Soul Ring? Absolutely. Every day of the week. But, okay, we'll just immediately go to the next part. I mean, anyone have anything to say about anything else other than Soul Ring here?
There shouldn't be another pick out of this pack.
Well put.
It's only the Soul Ring right now.
Couldn't say any better myself. So, Soul Ring it is. Bing, bang, boom. Alright, we take the Soul Ring. What do we want to wheel back out of this pack? I mean, it's kind of tough to say, like, what's really going to come back, what isn't going to come back. Because other than the Soul Ring and maybe the Johnny Vengeance, it's kind of a boring pack. There isn't really a lot of, like, outstanding bombs in here.
Yeah, I'd really just want to take a really good look at the pack and remember what's in it. So when it does come back, you can kind of read some signals.
For sure. Kirk, what are you looking to get back out of this?
I'm thinking either the Mind Stone or the Disciple of Bolas.
Mind Stone or Disciple of Bolas? Why do you like Disciple of Bolas a lot? Now, what is it about Disciple of Bolas that you really, really like?
He's really good. He combos with a lot of stuff, and if you have just a meaty creature and he's already served his purpose, like in Ink Drink Stockpiler, Wickerburrow Elder,
Yeah.
you already have a nice creature to get rid of.
Some big guy would be nice to attack with, but also nice to draw 4 cards and gain 4 life off of.
Definitely.
Not to mention, he's great with persist creatures and undying creatures.
For sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's a really good one. Scott, well, what are you looking to get back out of here?
I agree with the Mind Stone. And the Disciple of Bolas is good. I mean, there's a Johnny Vengeance in this pack.
I don't expect that coming back, though.
Yeah. Plateau's probably coming back, but, I mean, we don't necessarily need to go in that direction. Maybe the Volcanic Island?
Yeah, not the worst. I mean, it's a nice 2 colors. I mean, a blue deck will always like to splash some red for a little burn to the face or any other kind of stuff. Some really good blue-red cards. And if you're playing red, like any kind of aggressive red deck or mid-range red deck, there's always a couple blue cards you might want to splash, like a Recall, Factor Fiction, Time Walk, all those kind of really powerful cards. All those really powerful blue cards that you'd be happy to splash in any deck. They're definitely really strong.
I think my favorite card to come back out of this pack, though, would be the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
I agree. It just goes really nice with your Soul Ring.
Definitely.
Draws you cards for pretty much nothing.
Just drop that on your first turn, too, and just have a 5-drop on turn 2.
Why not? Have your cake and eat it too. I mean, really. So, yeah, okay. So, kind of quick unanimous picks here. Soul Ring, and we hope to get the Mind Stone back. Well, make pretend the Soul Ring isn't in there. What are we looking at as a first pick?
Painfully taking the Johnny Vengeance.
Yeah.
Because I'm playing aggro. Or maybe not playing it, but...
You can play that on a lot of different decks.
Yeah.
He's good if you're playing mid-range, he's good if you're playing control, and he's good if you're playing aggro. Good curve topper. I mean, just having a Planeswalker is so valuable.
Yeah, he's really good. He's an underrated Planeswalker.
Yeah, definitely.
And look at some of the other cards we have in here. We have a Hellrider and a Fireball. Not to mention an Ember Hauler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some support for the Johnny red-white aggro.
Yeah.
The
Plateau
yeah.
is the big one.
That's coming back.
Even the Volcanic Island, if we went with a slower Johnny Vengeance type of deck.
Yeah,
Definitely.
maybe we're splashing for a Time Walk.
Yeah,
Who
or maybe
knows
we're
at
just
this
playing
point?
3 colors, red, white, and blue, the old USA.
Yeah.
Just hope to splash the red, in my opinion.
Alright, sweet. So, pretty quick opening pack, probably the quickest we've ever had. Maybe not, actually. But, okay, so, we all take Soul Ring. Pretty easy pick. It keeps us wide open for the second pack, which we're going to look at right now. We are starting out with Diabolic Edict, Stonewood Invocation, Marsh Flats, Supreme Verdict, Phyrexian Revoker, Repeal, Havengul Lich, Flames of the Firebrand, Garruk Primal Hunter, Birds of Paradise, Mana Drain, Thornling, Grave Titan, and Forbidden Alchemy.
Yikes.
Yikes is right. There's some pretty good cards in this pack. Sky, what are you looking at right now, initially? We can go in any direction,
I really like Mana Drain. I really, really like Mana Drain. But there's a Grave Titan sitting here messing things up for me.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
I have to take Grave Titan. I have a Soul Ring.
Yep.
Yeah, he looks really, really good with that Soul Ring, huh? Oh, that's really, really rough. I mean, passing a Mana Drain, this is really tough because Mana Drain will ramp you into so much stuff. It's a hard counter, which is always valuable. Double blue can be kind of rough, but you'll probably be playing a pretty blue-heavy deck anyways, and there's a chance you might be able to wheel back that Volcanic Island. But Grave Titan, I mean, come on. We've talked about him before, but 10 power for 6 mana, potentially 14 power the next turn if you get some crazy shit going. It's pretty awesome. Kirk, what are you really thinking about right here?
Yeah, it's got to be the Grave Titan. You just keep in mind that Mana Drain's out there when you're playing the person with blue, and make sure you don't screw up.
Yeah, definitely. Because screwing up against the Mana Drain can absolutely lose you the game.
Yep.
They could be at 2 blue mana, you play something awesome, the next turn they're dropping a 5-drop, 6-drop, whatever.
Yeah, especially if you've played it off your Soul Ring. You get even more mana for him.
Yeah, that's really, really gross. Mana Drain is a pretty filthy card for sure.
So I think we all agree here that taking the Grave Titan's the right play. But if you see 2 blue mana open, you're going to want to think about it.
Yeah, maybe take a turn, maybe not drop that Grave Titan immediately. Maybe try to lure him out with something else instead of that. But yeah, you always gotta keep that Mana Drain in the back of your head. So unanimous Grave Titan pick?
Yeah.
Okay, unanimous Grave Titan pick. And we're still pretty open right now with Soul Ring and Grave Titan. So what are we looking to come back out of this pack? Mana Drain's way gone. So that kind of sucks. But that is what it is. But there's some other options in here. I mean, Garruk isn't the worst if we pick up some pretty solid green cards. There's Diabolic Edict, there's the Marsh Flats, I can keep on going. There's so many cards in this pack that we could possibly want to come back.
Our green player in here might have already taken that out, though.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a pretty high pick.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll get Garruk back, or even Birds for that matter.
Yeah.
I think Phyrexian Revoker will come back. And I really like that guy. He's a solid card. He's not as good as Piling Needle, if you ask me. But
yeah, not being able to null land cards is really rough.
Plus, I mean, he costs 2. Yeah, he's got a body on him, but he dies to removal.
Mm-hmm. A Chandra +1 will kill him.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I might actually want the Forbidden Alchemy out of this. I don't think Garruk's coming back. Obviously, Mana Drain's not coming back. I don't think I want Thornling. I might want Birds.
I'd actually imagine that the green player might take the Birds over the Garruk, just because Garruk is such a strong commitment. They'd have to be really, really far into green, because if you take a Garruk and you can't play him by the end, but you could play him in a Birds, or you could play Birds in your deck, you might be kind of kicking yourself. Why should you stay open? But at the same time, Garruk is just at such high power level that kind of hard to ignore if you're at any kind of green color at all. This is tough.
I don't know. Let's not forget about that Marsh Flats, too.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Marsh Flats for sure.
Same.
You're already committing yourself to black with the Grave Titan.
Yep.
So that Marsh Flats is going to be great regardless. You might that might be the splash you need for your Vindicate, or the Sorin you pick up. So
you might even just be white-black.
Yeah.
You could be white-black-blue, white-black-red, anything like that. They're all possibilities. Or you can get some dual that you can pitch, grab with your white. Something like, I don't know, if you got like a Tundra or something like that.
Yep.
Wouldn't be the worst, for sure.
Definitely good to have your splash options open this early in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so, Scott, what would you want to come back out of this pack?
I think it's going to be Marsh Flats.
Marsh Flats?
Yeah. Yeah, lands are really, really important.
Yep.
And seeing as we're already definitely in black, it's great.
Definitely. Kirk?
Yeah, it's going to be the Marsh Flats. I mean, Mana Drain's going to be gone. If the Birds comes back, I might go right into green, but I don't think the Birds is coming back.
If If the birds didn't come back, but the Garuk came back, would that push you in green all, or is just the 3 green symbols so hard to cast?
No, I'd give up the green, because I know someone's going green with the birds, and I'd just settle for the marsh flats.
Yeah, that's definitely good. I think I would agree with that too. And even if the marsh flats didn't come back, there's still some pretty decent picks in the Forbidden Alchemy, the Diabolic Edict, the Phyrexian Revoker, which has a chance not to come back too. The Hadron Ghoul Lich isn't that bad either, especially if you're going to be trying to Forbidden Alchemy cards. And if we took the Lich, maybe the Alchemy would come back again on the wheel. Who knows? That's a kind of tough one. But, okay, so, chosen the Grave Titan. We all kind of unanimously agreed that we want the Marsh Flats to come back. But if there wasn't a Grave Titan in there, what are you looking at?
Mana Drain.
Yeah, you're going with the Mana Drain.
Yeah, pretty easy. Just go straight into blue, play some big blue deck, or just play a blue control deck. Not a bad second pick. It's actually even very close to the Grave Titan too, in terms of what you would pick in this pack, I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, Grave Titan is just so thoroughly a beating, but...
Yeah, but
man.
so is a Mana Drain.
So is a Mana Drain, absolutely. Okay, so first 2 picks, we have Soul Ring and Grave Titan, pretty unanimously. Awesome cards, great start to this draft, and we're moving on to pack number 3 with Razormane Masticore, Channel, Sunpetal Grove, Deathrite Shaman, Ring of Gix, Oblivion Ring, Bribery, Mox Sapphire, Gideon's Lawkeeper, Black Vice, Fire Imp, Soren Markov, and Brian's Stoutarm. Oh man.
I really wish there wasn't a Mox and a Bribery right next to each other in this pack.
Yeah, that's incredibly painful.
Especially when you have Grave Titan.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. Seriously, because, you know, there's sometimes you'll face a Bribery deck, and you just won't have ways to remove your own creature sometimes. Like, you're playing like a black deck, and you have Terror, Dismember, Doomblade, and someone takes your Grave Titan, and you just gotta stare at it as it beats your face in. That's really, really rough. But you pass the Mox Sapphire. Ah, jeez Louise. That's really, really tough. What are you guys really thinking about right now?
Well, it's definitely between the Bribery and the Mox. It's just, what do you take?
Yeah. So you might not even be able to play blue after you pass that Bribery.
Yep. Someone's going to have a strong blue deck starting out.
Yeah, absolutely. Could be the guy right to our left, too. We just passed him a Mana Drain.
Yep.
And now we're passing him a Bribery.
I'd be happy.
Yeah. That's going to be a deck that's really going to scare us, too.
The alternative is we're passing him a Mana Drain and then a Mox Sapphire.
Yeah, neither one of these are good options. So, okay, so they have turn 1 Mana Drain open. Terrible. Okay, there's just nothing good about that. There's nothing good about any of these options. I mean, there are good things because we're going to get an awesome card. But we're passing just a really, really thoroughly great card, too. We'll say the timer's coming down right now. What do you guys pick?
Probably going to go with the Bribery.
Bribery, okay.
Which is just crazy lunacy, but that Bribery's going to screw you over. But at the same time, you have a Soul Ring. That could be your, turn 3 Bribery.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas the Mox, it's more powerful, but that Bribery's scaring me, given this person that I'm playing, the Mana Drain and the Bribery, when my first 2 picks are Soul Ring Grave Titan, it's just like the perfect answer for him.
Yeah, you're probably going to lose that deck at the way this is going.
Yeah. I'm going to have to take the Bribery out of there and just sacrifice that Mox.
Yeah? Guy, what are you looking at?
Oh, man. Bribery. I don't know. The Mana Drain's not coming back. I'm trying to think what was in that first pack. There wasn't much in blue. I think there was a Waterfront Bouncer.
Yeah, it wasn't really a lot.
This is weird. I think I'm gonna go with Bribery because of what Kirk was saying with being able to cast that turn 2.
Yeah, that's really strong. That's really, really strong.
Man,
Tough one.
I don't know. 3 is probably likely if you have the Soul Ring out.
You could even get turn 2 though if you grab another Mox later on or something like that.
Yeah,
or like a Signet, like land, Soul Ring, Signet, turn 2, Bribery.
Yeah.
That Mind Stone that was in the first pack, that comes back. That's gonna look really good.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if this is the right play, but I'm gonna take Bribery. It's gonna be weak against an aggro deck, but it's gonna be so good against us.
Yeah. It's a pretty good card. Bribery is definitely a great pick here. I think I would go with the Mox Sapphire, though. It does suck passing the bribery, but it kind of puts a pretty clear signal that I'm not going to be going to blue, which I don't love. I'm kind of not in love with that at all. But I mean, I also like the Mox Sapphire. I like having more of those small mana stones to be able to play my later spells earlier on too, because it'd be nice to get both Soul Ring and Mox Sapphire in my opening hand. But I really hate passing that bribery, though, for all the reasons we've talked about, and just because bribery's awesome. It's removal, and it's your own creature, and they have to deal with it. You're usually getting like at least a 2-for-1, if not a 3-for-1 out of it in some way. If like the guy you're getting is like smashing their creatures down too. There's just so much value in a bribery that like you won't actually think of at first. But it's like, oh yeah, he has to do this to get rid of it. He has to do this to get rid of it. And he has to do this to get rid of it. And there's a lot of things to consider with it. But I think I would probably still take the Mox Sapphire, just because I know I'm probably not going to be getting a lot of blue anyways. But that's could be wrong, but it's the best kind of wrong, you know, being wrong with grabbing the Mox.
You also have to think. I mean, the person directly to your left is going to be taking that mana drain.
Yeah.
So they're going to be taking a lot of blue cards, but doesn't necessarily mean that the other two people drafting with you are.
True.
So you might be getting a good amount of blue cards out of this.
Definitely a good point to consider. Even with that considered, though, I think I have a tough time passing Mox. Even with bribery there, I think I'll just have to go with Mox here.
And that's definitely not a wrong play.
Yeah, maybe it's not the right one, but it's not the worst. It's actually pretty darn good. But okay, so I would choose Mox. Kirk?
I'm going to have to go with bribery, painfully.
Yep. Sky?
I'm going to agree with Kirk, bribery.
Okay, so we have 2 briberies and a Mox. What are you guys looking to wheel out of this pack?
Probably the Oblivion Ring. Knowing that Marsh Flats is out there, I don't mind the white Oblivion Ring being the only white splash card I have in my deck.
I would say Oblivion Ring coming back, though, is pretty low on the possibility scale. I mean, the only other white card in here, other than the Sun Petal Grove, is Gideon's Lawkeeper, which is on a much, much lower power level than Oblivion Ring.
Definitely.
And you got to consider there probably has to be at least one white player at the table who will love an Oblivion Ring.
I figure Soren will probably come back.
Yep.
He's just 3 black mana symbols is a big commitment for someone else, and if he's gone, then I'm even more worried because I know I'm going to be sharing blue and black.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm figuring I'm going to need to go on a 3rd splash at that point.
Yeah.
Small splash.
And if someone takes like Soren over a Deathrite Shaman, which can go in a black deck, a green deck, a black-green deck, a black-white, any kind of those decks like that, and still work pretty well, you got to be worried there too, because the easier card's getting taken over the much harder card to cast. Yeah. Someone is committed to black at that point, if that's the case. Scott, what are you looking to get back out of here?
I'm not really sure what's gonna come back here.
Right.
I agree with you, Sam. I don't think Oblivion Ring's coming back. And I'm not too sure if I'd play it.
Go the classic Black Vice.
I can't do that. But Ring of Gix isn't bad.
No, Ring of Gix is really good.
It's looking good with that Soul Ring.
It's looking really good with that Soul Ring. And an early Ring of Gix is really sweet. Mm-hmm. Tapping down one of their lands, just depriving them for a while.
Definitely.
If that's gone, I mean, I don't know. I'd hope that Soren hadn't disappeared, because like Kirk said, I'd then be fighting with 2 people for my 2 main colors.
That'd be rough.
That'd be really rough. I think I'd hope for Ring of Gix. I'd settle for a Deathrite Shaman, and maybe go crazy with Soren.
Yeah, I like that. I might hope for the Ring of Gix for the reasons we talked about. It's just having a second Icy Manipulator option is really strong, and we've Icy Manipulator and Ring of Gix for that matter. We've seen that card just take decks down out of nowhere. Oh, you got a sword. Who cares? Whatever. Yeah, I'll tap him down.
Turns an entire game around.
Yep. Yeah, and if you have 4 mana when you cast a Ring of Gix, you're going to start tapping down their lands, slow them down as you get more value out of your cards. I think Icy Manipulator and Ring of Gix are some of the more underrated cards in Cube, in my opinion. Definitely. Like, we'll see online, for example, like, Icy Manipulator's 5th, 6th, 7th pick, things like that. You know, it's just crazy. It looks extremely boring on face value, but all the utility out of it is just so key and clutch. Being able to do whatever you want to do, you know, like tapping signets during their upkeep so they can't get that extra mana, tapping other lands, tapping creatures. tapping down Maze of Ith so you can attack into them. There's a lot of different stuff you can do with a Ring of Gix.
Yeah.
He's really strong.
Now, that being said, it is nowhere near the power level of an Icy Manipulator.
No, certainly not. Echo hurts sometimes. Echo can sometimes lose you the game.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but there are games where you have to choose between tapping that 3 to keep the Ring Gix out or playing another spell that might help you out even more. And that can be really tough too. And it's not like a Deranged Hermit where if you didn't pay the Echo cost, you might be able to get it back. Or Bone Shredder where you didn't pay the Echo cost, it's almost beneficial to you. If you're losing a Ring of Gix, you got to spend like Regrowth, card like that to get it back.
And then it's not even worth it.
Yeah, why even playing it at that point? It's just really tough. But yeah, agreed that the Oblivion Ring is a much higher level than the Ring Gix. Is that what you're mentioning right there?
No, the Icy Manipulator.
Oh, the Icy Manipulator, yes, exactly, yeah. Icy, yeah. Not having to pay that. One extra, fairly relevant. It can be, but most of the time it isn't. But okay, so what are you guys looking to wheel out of this pack again? As a recap?
The Ring of Gix.
Ring of Gix.
Definitely. That when we already had the Soul Ring, I'd definitely say it's the Ring of Gix.
For sure. Sky?
Agreed.
Yeah, same here. Especially with that Mox in here. And okay, so I'm just going to ask it by... Pretty sure I know the answer. If Bribery wasn't in the pack, would you take the Mox Sapphire?
Yes.
For sure.
Okay. And if Mox Sapphire wasn't in the pack, I would take the Bribery. Let's move on. Pack number 4, final pack. As a recap, we have Soul Ring, Grave Titan, unanimous picks. And then Sky and Kirk chose Bribery, where I went with Mox Sapphire. So, final pack, we have Graveborn Muse, Speak of the Devil, Regrowth, Parallax Wave, Mind Control, Sakura Tribe Elder, Sewer Nemesis, Archon of Justice, Fog Bank, Porcelain Legionnaire, Vraska the Unseen, Mirror Battlesphere, and Azorius Guildmage. I think this is a really tough pack, too.
Definitely.
There are a lot of really good cards in here. I want to take a moment and just say Sewer Nemesis is one of my favorite cards in Black. I love that card. It's, of course, a card you cannot ramp into, but sometimes it becomes such a thorough beating. Like, 4 mana for like a 10-10, a 9-9, a guy that keeps on milling their deck. Like, it's really hard to get past. Makes them sometimes question if they want to cast a spell or not. I love that card. I think it's really great.
He dodges a bunch of removal, too.
Yeah, definitely. It makes you like have to mill off the removal. Sometimes if you want to cast a Dismember off him, you can't because you have 5 cards in your graveyard, and then you get another one in there, and he becomes a 6/6. And it's just like, that's useless at that point. Burn becomes kind of useless against him. You really need like... And he's black, too, which dodges a lot of the black removal as well. He's just really tough to get rid of without something like an Oblivion Ring or... a lot of other options. But I don't know if that's really the best card in this pack at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we have a Vraska, Mirror Battlesphere, Mind Control.
Yeah.
Regrowth.
Regrowth, definitely. Kurt, what are you looking at right now?
I'm liking that Battlesphere that we have the Soul Ring, but at the same time, I don't want to take it because we have Bribery, and I want someone else to have that Mirror Battlesphere in their deck. So I'm probably going to end up going with the Mind Control. Mind Control? Yeah.
Even above cards like the Vraska, which might be easier to splash, or any of the black cards in here?
Yeah, it kind of hurts, but it's definitely between the Mind Control and the Vraska. If we didn't have Bribery, I'd probably take the Mirror Battlesphere, but I definitely want someone else to have that in their deck, because they're probably going to play it.
Yeah.
I don't know, Vraska's great, but I like that Mind Control.
Yeah, Mind Control's really good. Not played in a lot of cubes, but it's still a very solid card, because it is a Mind Control effect. I think it should be played more cubes, but I mean that's your preference, you know.
I'll gladly pay 1 more for a control magic.
No problem.
Why not?
Why not? Scott, what are you looking at here?
I'm looking at the Mind Control too. I'm also really looking at the Sewer Nemesis.
He's nice. He's nice like ice, for sure.
But yeah, like Kirk was saying, we are passing a Sewer Nemesis and a Battlesphere. So those are both great targets for that Mind Control.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Mind Control.
2 Mind Controls. You know, I think I would actually go for the Vraska. And the reason for that is I did just pass a Bribery. So the Sewer Nemesis and the Mirror Battlesphere are automatically a little bit worse in my deck. Vraska will deal with any of those guys that come out that I want to kill. And she's pretty solid. I don't have too much experience with her yet, too, so I kind of want to keep playing her because she seems pretty awesome. And I still want to -7 and kill someone with a bunch of assassins, too. That seems like a lot of fun. But, that seems like a good time. And there's a good chance I'll either wheel the Garruk or the Birds of Paradise, which will make this card a lot better, I feel. Having 2 Planeswalkers out there would be very nice. Because, like we were saying earlier, the group coming back is a possibility with that Birds in the same pack. And I have no problem committing to green. Maybe getting back... Well, we'll just segue to the next part right now. Maybe getting back a Secure Tribe-Holder or Regrowth. But yeah, real quick. First picks, Mind Control.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll go Vraska and Insane. So what are you hoping to wheel back?
That's a little bit more difficult. I don't think Sewer Nemesis would come back. But I have a feeling that I could get back the Graveborn Muse.
Yep.
And that ability is really sweet.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't played this card before, try it.
Yeah, especially with your Grave Titan that gets a bunch of zombies out there too. The
Absolutely.
Grave Titan's a giant, which actually is almost beneficial so you don't kill yourself out with like way too many zombies. But you'll be able to draw 3 cards a turn, 5 cards a turn. You're taking, what, like 6 damage, which can be really, really painful. But at the same time, you should be closing out a game when you're drawing 8 cards in 2 turns or 6 cards in 2 turns. It's just way, way, way strong.
Yeah. And maybe we'll get back that Volcanic Island, maybe get a Red X spell at some point.
Definitely, definitely.
I mean, we got our Soul Ring. We're ramping up a little bit.
Sure.
And Graveborn Muse might be that answer. You swing in with a Grave Titan. Next turn, draw 5 cards off of the Graveborn Muse.
Pretty
One
sick.
of them happens to be a Red X spell.
Game.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. Kirk?
Wheel card, I'm looking at the Fog Bank or the Porcelain Legionnaire, just as a sideboard card for aggro, probably.
Well,
I mean,
what are you expecting not to be in this pack when it comes back to you?
I'm seeing Vraska, Battlesphere, and probably the Sewer Nemesis being gone. But you know, it could be. I'm definitely seeing Vraska and the Battlesphere gone. The third one isn't so.
Yeah, it's not so
concrete.
clear. Someone
Yeah.
could just not take the Sewer Nemesis for some reason. Not for some reason. Or someone could just take one of these green cards also over it. Definitely a possibility.
Yeah, if I get the Sewer Nemesis back, I'd definitely take that. It's a great card.
Yeah, it's a really good card. Okay, so we're hoping to get back Sewer Nemesis. One of these. Well, let me talk about mine. I would want one of these green cards back if I did take the Vraska. For the reasons I said, ramping into these big green spells would be nice. They both kind of have like not the same effect, but Regrowth is awesome for getting back my Planeswalkers. Secure Tribe-Holder is awesome for fixing my mana, and there's a really, really strong chance I'm gonna get one of them back, and I'd be happy with both of them. But okay, so we have that settled. If the Mind Control wasn't in this pack, what are you looking at? And I feel this is a much tougher choice now with the Mind Control out of there, because there's so many different options for you guys to take.
Yeah, I feel like you'd have to go with the Vraska. I mean,
Just jump into 3 colors immediately?
just hope that you get that fixing. You know, that'll be the one piece of fixing that you'd have, and maybe you wouldn't play it, but at the same time, it's very easily played if you get that easy piece. You know, Grand Coliseum, Evolving Wilds, Bayou, whatever.
A lot of options.
Tropical Island. It's so early on that you could purposely look out for that piece of green fixing that you need, and you don't need that much.
No, definitely not. You can even get away with like a couple basics, a couple fetches, and that's it.
Yeah. But I mean, nothing else really sticks out besides the Battlesphere. I mean, I want someone else to have the Battlesphere, and I don't mind taking away that Vraska even if I'm not playing it, whereas nothing else in the pack is really as strong as those.
Yeah, that's the thing. Vraska's on just a very high power level.
Yeah. I mean, you'll be dropping a bribery, and you'll take their creature, and then next turn they'll drop Vraska and just kill whatever you just bribery. So you don't want them to do that.
Yeah, that's really bad. That'd make your bribery pretty much useless at that point. Yeah. Okay, what would you take if these cards weren't in there?
Probably the Sewer Nemesis.
Yeah? Just straight up?
Yeah, it's just really powerful.
Even over the Vraska?
Oh, if the Vraska was in there, I'd definitely take that.
Okay, sorry. Wasn't elaborate off that. Okay, so I think we just talked about that. Sky, what would you go for?
I'm right on the same page.
Right on the same page?
Yep. Vraska.
Nice one. Definitely.
Like I said, the power level is just way higher than anything else in the pack if the Mind Control's not there.
For sure, yeah. Since I took the Vraska, and I'm not really too interested in the Mind Control, because I don't know if I'm definitely black or not, I like the Sewer Nemesis for myself, because...
Even blue.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant blue, sorry, yep. And it's good against bribery sometimes, because if they pump on an early bribery, sometimes you just can't play with it, because you're going to get a Sewer Nemesis for 0, 1, 2. Are you really going to bribery for that? So it's an awesome bomb that can kind of counterfeit that a little bit too sometimes, which is something to consider. It's not the best. I mean, it's awesome, but it's not as good as Mirror Battlesphere, but I already have a Grave Titan, and I am going to be ramping up But I'm not definitely green either, so I could just be kind of straight up Mana Stone ramp into like Sewer Nemesis or something like that. But I don't think they're on the same level. I think Battlesphere is definitely better than Sewer Nemesis. But considering I already have an awesome black card, I'm not going to want to get off of. And for the reason of the bribery, I do really love this Sewer Nemesis. And it has an awesome German name on it too. Verderben aus der Kanalisation. How can you not take that card? I mean, really. But okay, so we went through all that. What do you, any closing thoughts, guys?
Battlesphere might deserve a consideration in this pack.
Strong consideration that we've been giving.
Yeah. I mean, we have a Soul Ring, and Sam has a Mox Sapphire sitting over here, and you can't forget about the Tinker.
Yeah, that's true too. We could get Tinkers pack 2, pack 3. I'd be kicking myself if I passed through Battlesphere and then opened a Tinker.
Yeah.
That General's going around in green too.
That's a good point. If I won green somehow, yeah, that's really freaking tough. Yeah, and the green player is probably going to take this. If I took this, the Vraska, the green player would definitely take the Mirror Battlesphere over any of these two cards if they had that channel in there too. Channel into Mirror Battlesphere, that's really tough to overcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a tough pack. But I think I like all the picks we made considering the picks we had. And yeah, it's a really good start to the draft so far. What do you guys think of your starter's draft so far as we conclude this episode?
It's great.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. It's looking good.
Yeah, high power level.
Yep.
Soul Ring.
Your first 3 picks are all first picks.
Absolutely. Yep. No way to go wrong with this pack so far. And we're really happy about it too. Especially since we're not really passing any aggressive decks either. We haven't seen a lot of that. So we're not too worried about getting blown out quick. Especially since we're probably going to be blowing other people out quick as well. With our Moxes, or my Mox and you guys' Soul Ring and stuff like that. Okay, any final thoughts before we conclude? Okay, this is Sam.
Kirk.
And Sky.
And thank you for listening.